Thankful you're able to be with us on this Tuesday, and today I'd like to go to the book of Isaiah. And oh my, how rich it is in the great promises of God for his people. And I'm looking at verse 1 of chapter 55, a verse that always stands out to me as I read it, and it is, Ho, every one that thirsteth, come ye to the waters, and he that hath no money, come ye buy and eat. Yea, come buy wine and milk without money and without price. Wherefore do ye spend money for that which is not bread, and your labor for that which satisfieth not? Hearken diligently unto me, and eat ye that which is good, and let your soul delight itself in fatness. One of the things that characterizes a person who begins to be aware of spiritual reality is a thirst that comes into their heart. And you know, over this last year plus, we have had some things occur that have caused us to see our weakness, our limitations, and to show us the deep problems that our world has. It's always had these problems, but we're seeing it coming out in our culture. We're seeing it around the world. And there was also, for many folks, isolation and a change of schedule. And for many, it has caused there to be a spiritual hunger. But for a person who walks with God, there is that heart cry, Ho, everyone that thirsteth. That thirsting to know God, to find out what it is like to have full unity with him. We're made for God. Our spirit cries out for that kind of relationship. And I trust in these days you've had that kind of a response to the troubles that we're seeing and have determined that what you want more than anything else is to know God. And as you go on in this passage, verse 6 is a wonderful verse that we often quote. Seek ye the Lord while he may be found. Call ye upon him while he is near. And it goes on to talk about God's thoughts are higher than our thoughts. We can seek him and we can find him, as Jeremiah chapter 29 says. Or as James chapter 4 says, draw nigh to God and he will draw nigh to you. And so if you're thirsting for God, don't look for an experience. Don't look for some kind of emotional high. Instead, seek him through the word and yield yourself as best as you know to him. And I promise you, you will find him. You will see him quench that thirst in your heart. You will see truth begin to answer your questions. And the sense of insecurity will be overcome by the wonderful security of his care and his working in our lives. The direction of our lives all of a sudden begins to be something that we can now see is a purpose that he has for us, and that direction begins to be clarified. And on we can go. As our soul thirsteth for the things that are important, God is ready to quench that thirst. So keep on thirsting, but be seeking. And if you'll seek the Lord with all your heart, he will be found.